Dear students, continuing with our lecture series on organometallic reagents, this is our seventh lecture, and today in this lecture we will discuss about organosilicon reagents. Organosilicon compounds they can be synthesized from either from metallic silicon or silicon halides on reaction with Grignard reagent. For example, if we react SiCl4 silicon tetrachloride with methyl magnesium chloride, we will get trimethyl silyl chloride, which is the most common uh, organosilicon compound which is used in the organic synthesis. And these chlorotrialkyl silanes, they can be converted into allylic silanes when we react these with allyl Grignard reagents. For example, if we react this with allyl magnesium chloride, then uh, one of the chloride group present in trimethylsilyl will be replaced uh, on reaction with the Grignard reagent. MgCl2 will be removed and this will get attached to the allyl group, and we will get allyl silanes as the product. So we can have alkyl silanes or allyl silanes as per our requirement for different types of organic reactions. Some of the common reactions of these types of organo silicon compounds is formation of silyl ethers, formation of alkynyl silanes, formation of silyl enol ethers, and then there are some other organosilicon reagents which can show many important applications in organic chemistry. So first is formation of silyl ethers. So basically what happens is when these chlorotrialkyl silanes they are reacted with alcohols in presence of amines, we will get silyl ethers as the product with the replacement of one halogen atom from the chlorotrialkyl silane and H from the alcohol. And basically this act as a protecting group for these alcohols. And this protecting group formed by trialkyl silane can easily be removed by nucleophilic displacement, either with some base or most commonly used nucleophile for the displacement reactions is fluoride, or some oxygen nucleophiles. They can also be used for the removal of protection from different organs. So these are some of the common tri-alkyl chlorosilanes which are used. This one is the basic one which we have seen in the previous slide also, trimethyl silyl chloride, TMSCl. Then if one of the methyl group is replaced by a tertiary butyl group, so tertiary butyl dimethyl chlorosilane, this is the structure. Then if two more methyl groups they are replaced by phenyl group, then tertiary butyl diphenyl chlorosilane as the reagent. Then triisopropyl chlorosilane, if all the three groups they are isopropyl. So these are the four most commonly used organosilicon halides which can be used as protecting. So the most important application for using these silyl groups as protecting agents is that when in case of alcohols we have to protect one of the hydroxyl group in comparison to other hydroxyl group. For example, if in the substrate one hydroxyl group is a primary hydroxyl, other group present is a secondary hydroxyl group. And when these types of substrates they are reacted with trialkyl chlorosilane, then they preferably bind to the primary hydroxyl group. So we can protect primary hydroxyl group, and then we can have different reactions on the secondary hydroxyl. So for example, if TBDPSCl tertiary diphenyl chlorosilane in presence of imidazole is reacted with this reagent having one primary hydroxyl group and other secondary hydroxyl group. So this will react only with the primary hydroxyl group as a protecting group. So this type of protecting group, that is silyl ether, will be formed with this substrate. And now this hydroxyl group, secondary hydroxyl group, is free because this group is protected. Now we can undertake this as a substrate for reaction on the secondary hydroxyl group. And after the reaction at the secondary hydroxyl group is over, then we can remove this uh, Selile functional group on reaction with some profile like fluoride ions or some base like K2CO3 in methanol can be used for removal of this group. This can be easily removed with the regeneration of the primary hydroxyl. So this is one more example that alkynyl silanes they can be formed from alkynes, and we have seen in case of terminal alkynes the H group present is acidic in nature. So we can say the in case of acetylene, both the protons present they are acidic protons, and because of that some side reactions also take place in such type of terminal alkyne. So to avoid these side reactions, we can protect these protons. So these protons can be replaced by trimethylsilyl. So for example, if acetylene is reacted with trimethylsilyl chloride, we will get this type of mono-substituted alkyne. And when this is reacted with n-butyl lithium in THF, because this proton is an acidic proton, this can be easily removed by butyl group, and lithium group will get attached to the alkyne. And then this can react with these types of halogen compounds, organohalogen compounds or alkyl halides, and the reaction will take place at this carbon, and this alkenyl saline group will act as a nucleophile, and nucleophilic substitution of halogen will take place, and we will get these types of alkynyl silanes as the product. And this trimethylsilyl group can be easily removed when we react this with some base like K2CO3, potassium carbonate in methanol as the solvent. So this will be replaced by. So in case of terminal alkynes, the trimethylsilyl group can act as a protecting agent. Then another example is that this silicon this stabilizes the positive charge on the beta carbon of the alkyne. So for example, if we are having this type of trimethylsilyl alkyne, it can react with acid halides in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride. So we know when acid chlorides they are reacted in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, these types of intermediates, positively charged intermediates, they are formed. And because this stabilizes the positive charge on this, and this will act as a nucleophile and attack this species generated from acid chloride. and we will get this type of carbocation is formed. And the halogen present in the reaction mixture will remove this trimethylsilyl group in the form of trimethylsilyl chloride, and the alkyne will be regenerated, and alkylation of these alkynes have taken place. So we will get alkynyl ketones as the product when these types of alkynyl silanes they are reacted with acid chlorides. Similarly, in case of aromatic silanes, the ipso substitution takes place. For example, when this is reacted with bromine, so this will undergo ipso substitution. Ipso substitution is that this Br will get attached to the same carbon to which the leaving group is attached. So here leaving group will be this silane part. So when out of this Br2, one Br is positive, that will act as an electrophile, and electrophilic substitution will take place on this aromatic ring to give us this type of carbocation, which is resonance stabilized due to the presence of these pi bonds. And when the other Br negative will take up this trimethylsilyl bromide is removed, and ultimately the substitution will take place at the same carbon to which the leaving group. So such type of substitution is called as ipso substitution. So organosilates they generally prefer ipso substitution in case of aromatic compounds. Then similarly, vinyl silanes they can be synthesized from alkenyl silanes, that is triple bonded silane compounds when they are reacted with hydrogen in presence of either Lindelof catalyst or red elm, then we can have either cis vinyl silanes or transvinyl silanes as the product. So we can dictate the stereochemistry to different substrates depending upon the conditions used for hydrogenation. Similarly, phenyl acetylene, when this is reacted with trimethylsilane in presence of H2PTL6, then first we will get the trans vinyl silanes, and in the presence of UV light, these trans vinyl silanes they can be converted into cis silanes as the product. Then synthesis of alkenes from these vinyl silanes can take place. For example, if we are having say trans silane, and this is when reacted with DCl, uh, the first there will be an addition of here D is the positive part, Cl is the negative part. So the negative part will add to the carbon to give us a carbonium ion which is more stable. So this benzylic carbonium ion is more stable, hence this D will add to this carbon which is to which silane part is attached. And because now this double bond has been changed into single bond, then rotation is very easy, and because of this rotation, removal of this trimethylsilyl group will take place, and we will get these types of transalkenes as the product, and the product formed is with retention of the geometry. That is, if we start with trans alkene, we will get trans alkene as the product. So the reactions they are very regioselective and with retention of geometry taking. Similarly, if we react this with iodine, so the substitution of iodine with trimethyl will take place. And similarly, if the same reactions they are done with the cis substituents, then we will get the corresponding cis products. So here also we can see that retention of geometry has taken place. So DCl, the substitution of trimethylsilyl group with deuterium will take place. When this is reacted with iodine, replacement or substitution of trimethylsilyl group with iodide ion will take place. And similarly, when we will react with this with acetyl chloride in anhydrous aluminum chloride, we know acetyl cation will be formed, and that will add to the uh, trimethylsilyl group by acetyl. Then synthesis and reactions of allyl silanes. Allyl silanes they can be prepared from trimethylsilyl iodides. When these are reacted with magnesium, we will get these types of Grignard reagent based on silane. And when these type of Grignard reagents they react with esters in presence of cesium chloride, we will get these types of intermediates which under Peterson olefination will lead to the formation of allyl side. So basically what happens is uh, this OMG I group from here and the trimethylsilyl group from here is eliminated with the formation of a carbon-carbon double bond to give us allyl silanes as the product. And these allyl silanes they can react with variety of lactophiles in presence of Lewis acids like titanium tetrachloride. So this acetyl chloride will act as an electrophile, and this will add to the to this substrate with the removal of trimethyl slide. So basically this will act as an electrophile. Acetyl group will add to this carbon, and this double bond will be shifted to this place, and trimethyl slide group will be. So we will get this type of product. Similarly, these types of alpha beta unsaturated ketones in presence of TiCl4, they will also act as electrophiles, and they will add to this carbon of the allyl silanes, and this double bond will shift to this place, and this will be removed, and we will get these types of products. Similarly, these allyl silanes they can also react with epoxide in presence of Lewis acid to give us these types of alcohols as the product. So basically, this will also act as an electrophile where this carbon will attack this carbon-carbon double bond. This will be shifted to this place, and this will be removed. So this is the part of this molecule, and this will add to give us alcohols as the product. Similarly, alkyl halides, when they are reacted in presence of Lewis acid, this R will act as an electrophile and will add to the carbon-carbon double bond at this place. This will go to this place, and trimethylsilyl will be removed from here, trimethylsilyl from here, and X from here. Trimethylsilyl halide will be. Then formation of silyl enol ethers. So silyl enol ethers they can be formed when trimethylsilyl compounds they are reacted with aldehydes and ketones. So basically, for example, if we react this with acetyl aceto uh, uh, 2,4 dipentanone. This is reacted with trimethyl silyl triflate in presence of triethylamine. Then this will give us silyl enol ethers of this diketone. And these silyl enol ethers, they can act as very effective reactants for different types of condensation reactions, and most commonly these are used for aldol condensation. So when these types of silyl ethers, they are used as substrates for aldol condensation. Such type of aldol condensation is called as directed aldol condensation, because of the formation of these silyl ethers, we can specifically uh, undertake the aldol reaction at a desired site of the unsymmetrical ketone. So this is the advantage of silyl ethers, that we can get a definite type of site selection for aldol condensation. So these are some of the examples of these reactions. For example, if we are having this type of substrate where one aromatic ring is there and trimethyl siloxide enol ether is present adjacent to a carbon-carbon triple bond. So when this is removed to generate a positive charge, so this positive charge is stabilized due to the presence of this carbon-carbon, and this aromatic ring will undergo electrophilic aromatic substitution due to the presence of this positive charge, and we will get these types of cyclization where seven-membered ring can be formed with trimethyl silyl alkenyl compounds. Similarly, silyl ethers, they can react with trimethyl triflates to generate these types of carbocations, and these carbocations can then react with allyl trimethyl silanes, and they can add to this allylic carbocation to give us these types of alpha beta unsaturated alkene alkyne as in quantitative. Then there are two specific organosilanes which have been used in recent years for synthesis of different types of anisotrophic allylic alcohols. So, for example, if we are having this allylic alcohol, 1,1,3,3 tetramethyl disilazane in presence of ammonia and ether, H from here, and this silyl dimethyl silane will add to this oxygen to generate this silyl enol ether, and this will react with the rhodium complex, rhodium ethylene chloride complex in presence of this R binap, which is a chiral compound, and this will transfer chirality from the substrate to the product, and this will lead to the formation of this type of an intermediate six-membered intermediate transition state where silane and rhodium, they are part of the six-membered ring. Then rhodium ligand is removed to give us this type of cyclic siloxy compound, which on oxidation with hydrogen peroxide will be giving us these types of diodes as the product, and the reaction is highly inertial selective in nature, where the ratio of the syn to anti product formation is 19 to 1. So that means if 95% of the syn product is formed, only 5% of anti product. Such is the initial selectivity of the reaction. Then another reagent is Marquis reagent, which can be used for the protection of hydroxyl group in case of multi-hydroxy compounds or polyhydroxy compounds like riboses. So, for example, 1,3-dichloro, 1,1,3,3 tetraisopropyl disiloxane, having this structure, can be used for protection of polyhydroxy compounds. For example, when this ribose derivative is reacted with Marquis reagent, then one chloro from here, one chloro from here, one hydrogen from here, one hydrogen from they are moved as HCl, and cyclization of these hydroxyl groups with silane compound will take place to give us these types of silane oxy compound, cyclic compounds for the protection of these hydroxyl. And now this hydroxyl group is free, so this can act as a substrate for functional group transformation of this hydroxyl group. And after the functional group transformation of this hydroxyl group has taken place, we can remove this siloxy groups with any nucleophile like say fluoride or some base like K2CO3 in method for the removal of this protective. So this lecture is prepared based on some NPTEL lectures, and some references have been taken. Thank you very much.